it's helpful to have some kind of a positive vision to inspire and have a direction. So I'm curious, Dacher, what would be your most inspired or positive vision of where we're headed? You know, even given besides beyond this presidency, we're talking about climate change and all kinds of ways that humanity could be headed on a self-destructive trajectory. But it could be headed, you know, in other ways. And just would you share how you hold in your better moments where we're heading?
Well, I'd really cite two big trends, James, and the first is, you know, and I wish I write a bit about this in the Power Paradox, which is women are rising to positions of power in unprecedented fashion, more so than in the last 15,000 years. Mm. And when you just look at their presence in medicine and law and education and universities and, you know, politics, and we, the United States, are a little bit trailing in terms of this. But I think this is a reason for serious optimism. And the second thing is, you know, you and I, you know, you longer than me, but, you know, we've been talking about alternative ways of being, a little bit less materialistic, a little bit more local, a little bit more compassionate. And the new generation, you know, the students I teach at Berkeley, they are less materialistic than the past generation. They will use fewer carbon resources. They are not as bought into owning homes or cars. They are more willing to do alternative things, you know. So I am awestruck at that next generation and what they're up to. And they are taking in, like, these conversations that we've all been having. You know, you've been one of our leaders about compassion-oriented, you know, economies or social institutions. They care about it. So that gives me hope. And I, you know, sorry to go on, but, you know.
No, please.
You know, the third thing that's really interesting to me, you know, is, you know, you've been at this for some time and talking about compassion and joy and mindfulness and contemplative ways of being in the world. And, you know, at the Greater Good Science Center, I've been lucky enough to follow our writers and how they're seeing this, your ideas spread to our culture. And it's happening in prisons. It's going to happen in a big way in the next 15 years in healthcare. It's going to be probably the central change in American healthcare. You know, Vivek Murthy, our former Surgeon General, calls me up out of the blue and he's like, you know, the central health problem in the United States is loneliness and disconnect. And that's what we have to fix. Not, you know, not necessarily dietary practices or genetic propensities, but social connectedness. So I feel like the fight has just begun, and there's a lot of reason for hope.